Welcome to episode 12 of the Road to 2200 Rapid series. We're going to be playing one or two games, and in our first game, we are playing as Aluminium, and they are 2048 rated, and we are 2005. So D4 is on the board. We're now going to play the move F5, and this is the Dutch defense. A very, very nice opening against D4, and it slightly takes D4 players slightly away from their normal sort of repertoire, because usually they will face moves such as d5 or other things like that, or maybe knight f6 straight away. So instead, obviously, f5 is well known, but it's slightly less well known than other options such as d5 and knight f6 straight away. And so it can be a really, really nice option. And yeah, so I've decided that we're going to play the Dutch defense in this game and followed up by knight f6. And usually, in my favorite sort of approach to the Dutch, which is the Leningrad, you want to play g6, bishop g7, castle your king, d6, knight c6, and also queen e8, then go for e5. That is kind of the main plan here in the Dutch defense. And so now we need to think about what we want to do. I'll proceed with this move g6, put our bishop on g7, d6, and maybe support e5 in the future, and have a very, very lovely game. So also, as a bit of a proof of concept here, we can see that our opponent has already spent nearly a minute on just their first 3 or 4 moves. So you could see that obviously had we played a move such as d5, maybe immediately they would have played bishop f4, knight f3, and then e3 to go for a London system. But because we've played the Dutch, maybe they've had a little bit of a think about what they want to do instead. And so already we've basically gained a minute on them, which is really nice, to be honest. So yeah, let's go d6, castle, queen e8 to go for this, knight c6 as well, important to support e5. And yeah, it looks like a very nice position so far. Moves like knight e4 in the future as well, very, very nice. Obviously, they've stopped that now, but hey, it's fine. If I was to do that, though, if they wanted to trade, then they'd probably go like here or something. But then I have this. Double attack. So, wait a minute. If here, realistically, they could only like go there. In which case, then d5. I think that works. Because if they don't take, right? If they don't take this and instead play, I don't know, like bishop here, then maybe d5 doesn't look great. Okay, so bishop d3 is in fact played. Now, I have a couple of options. If I was to go here straight away, does this work just yet? No, it doesn't quite just yet. If I was to go for something like this, then e5 in the future would be very difficult to play, because the d6 pawn wouldn't support it. That's my only issue with that. If I was to castle, they take, then this. Maybe things will open up along here, or I could just trade. I'm going to trade, and then I'm going to castle our king. And from there, also, we have slightly opened up our bishop, which is nice. Now we're going to castle. And yeah, e5 in the future, we'll go queen e8, e5, knight c6, all these lovely ideas. And yeah, hopefully we can get rolling with this, knight c6 as well. Maybe even this in the future as well. Bishop put on b7 could be a very, very nice idea. And yeah, so our opponent is about 43 rating points higher rated than us. So hopefully we can give them a good game here. And now e5 does look nice, because I don't really see what this knight is doing here. It doesn't seem to be doing all too much. So e5 certainly looks like an option. I mean, this knight isn't really going to do any harm to us, I don't think. So we can proceed with this lovely move. We can either capture back with the bishop or with the pawn. I'll probably capture back with the pawn. Attack this. Could also push forward in the future with this as well, which is very nice. I could also set up this, which looks really, really cool, because you attack this. But not only that, you also set up certain things like this. So if I was to go queen here, and they were to move back this. But then they have bishop c4 with check on the king. I have to move my king. Then they can trade and save their knight. So that doesn't quite work just yet. If I was to push straight away, but then they always have that check. So I'm going to hold off from that for now. But I could play king h8. If we play king h8, then h6 does become a bit more powerful. Well, it really does become more powerful. Here, bishop here, though. Then maybe they're setting up some nasty things. h6. I go h6 straight away, then they drop back, then I go here. Maybe I don't want to play h6, maybe a6. But then again, this is the thing with chess, there's always so many options. I don't want to quite go here though either. I'm going to go king h8. Reason is, it threatens h6, which is a nice idea because the knight can only really go back here. Okay, this is the one move I was slightly scared of. So now we need to come up with a decision. I mean, h6 really. I mean, what else? I mean, they're trying to jump here, which makes sense, of course. Knight c6, h6 as well. Force the knight to go somewhere. I'm happy. Oh, yeah, no, I would be happy with that. So now we go here. If they go that's probably not ideal. c5 followed up by this. Could be alright. Knight c6 as well looks perfectly reasonable. But c5 beforehand could help, I think. Although I think it'd probably be good to get my knight out. Also to add some more sort of control to our center, which could help. Probably bringing the king here might help as well, to also guard this pawn along with this bishop. If they want to trade, that's perfectly fine by me, of course. Nice pin, though. I mean, could just go a6, 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 a6. Okay, their idea is to take, and then take here, probably with the bishop. First I could go here, but then they have that. Yeah, so maybe bishop d7 looks alright. Yeah, bishop d7, this. If they play something like rook d1, rook d8. Very, very normal. I think this looks very normal. Just having a thought. Take. Here. Wait. Rook here. Take. Queen takes. Queen takes. Rook takes. Takes. So instead, if after this, probably take back with the pawn to not lose anything. But I could go... I can't go there because then they take like this. So... maybe rook f7. Rook f7. And then bring the rook here could be an idea. A little mini rook cliff, I suppose you could call it. Then bring the rook to e7. It guards both this and this, and then we look pretty safe. Having said that, I can always bring the rook to e8, to d8 later on, but I probably wouldn't do that right now because of all this kind of staring down that d file, as you guys can see. So we've got about 2.5 minutes less than our opponent, which is fine. And by the way, if you're enjoying the video so far, don't forget to smash those like and subscribe buttons for more videos just like this one. And yeah, don't forget to leave a comment down below as well for what you'd like to see in the future. But yeah, now we're just waiting to see what our opponent decides. So I'm going to quickly take a sip of water. And so yeah, 16 moves have gone so far. It looks like a lot more than 16 have gone, but maybe I'm wrong. So now we need to have a little bit of a thought. I mean, what could they do? What could they do? I mean... okay, rook e1, very, very standard. If we go here, and they go like, realistically, they can only really go here. Then, we take. Wait, hang on a minute. Here, takes. I'm going to play this straight away, because I don't want to waste any time. But if they go here, then surely I take. If you go here, then I take. We might be winning like a pawn or something. I mean, I might be wrong. Because this also attacks this, and now this also attacks this. So you kind of got to take this. And after you do I have anything, any like kind of desperado kind of thing? Opening up their position? Maybe not, but I'll just capture here. Then you capture my knight. Then can I capture with the rook? I mean, take. Then that's a queen and a pawn for a bishop and a rook. So, but then I've only got 2 pieces on the board. Do I want to go for that? I mean, instead I could just play this. But then c3, but then c5. This bishop is annoying me. Play this and this. I could just take. You know, I'm going to do it. I've only got 3.5 minutes left. I think that's what I'm going to do. And they move their queen anyway, so that's nice for us. If we were to go here, they could take, so that's not ideal. Instead, I could trade, then play c6, trading and c6, trading and c6. Or maybe this instead could be cool. Maybe not, actually. Maybe I do need to play quickly, so I'm going to play this in c6, is what I think. This and this, or maybe this. This looks perfectly reasonable. Then it does hang this pawn, though. It's my only issue. Maybe play a6, but then that hangs. Maybe this. I think trying to trade off this bishop could really help us, because we are up a pawn. Ah! Oh dear, that was a bit of a brain-dead move there from me, because now they're going to pick up this as well, aren't they? Oh no. That might slightly cost us. Ooh. Oh no. What have I done? What have I done? What have I done? What have I done? I suppose I'll go here. I mean, this doesn't look ideal. Yep. Is there any way I can even stop that? Shows you how quickly a game can turn. How do I even... I don't think there is any way I can stop that. I mean... God, because if I go here, there's this, which is mate. We'll resign. Let's just quickly check. Yeah, I mean +7. So yeah, that is losing. Let's jump into our next game. Hopefully we can turn things around where they win now and cross back over 2,000. We got the white pieces. Let's go for c4. Let's go for c4 in this game. And the English opening, a nice little change. We're now going to go knight c3. Obviously there's the moves e5, there's g6, e6. Okay, so now we're going to go g3, followed up by bishop. Oh, this. Yeah. I think, yeah, bishop g2. If you want to take here, I mean, there's all sorts of ideas just to win this pawn back, which obviously don't take. I mean, could try something like this. That could be cool. I think I'm going to go for that. Let's just do it. Knight f3, castle, all these kinds of ideas. Nice. Probably good to trade in the center at some point, but not just yet. Could go b3 followed up by bishop b2. That could be very, very nice. Using this lovely double fianchetto could be very, very helpful, just like this. Obviously, we have the b pawn ready to capture back on c4 if need be. Take that. I think I'll definitely take this. If they capture back, d4 could be an option. d4, getting in the center. But if we trade instead, what could happen? Then there's this. And then they got to go back. I think we can just win a pawn here, kind of. I mean, well, no, we can. I think we can. If I take on d5 and they capture back, then I capture here. Okay, well, they capture my knight first. Okay, fine. We take, but now that kind of helps us on d5, if you see what I mean. That really does help us on d5. So, yeah, obviously these double fianchettos are doing absolute wonders. They're working wonders, these double fianchettos. We can now really take this two-pawn advantage, which could be very, very helpful for us, which is what I'm going to do, because now, I mean, okay, they play that, that's fine. I mean, we can just either play e3 and then d4, we could just play king h1. Either way looks fine by me. I mean, e3, maybe not e3 than d4. I'd rather go king h1. Yes. Can't take back with your queen, so you got to take back with the pawn, which is kind of ugly, because now your pawn structure will be a bit wrecked. So, yeah, we are just up a pawn, which is helpful, very, very helpful. d4, not quite. Probably want to get my rook in the game at some point. If I play queen c2, followed up by something like rook e1 or rook d1, perhaps. Queen d2 always helps supporting this bishop. Rook d1, rook e1. Might want to keep this rook here just to... Okay. Bishop g2. Is this safe? Bishop g2. Sliding the bishop back. A nice little cool move here. Take. Knight g4. I'm sure we'll be fine. Slide the bishop back. That looks pretty safe. Yeah. If they want to trade, feel free. Knight g4, I calculated... Okay, well, I was thinking of queen... I was thinking knight g4, queen f5. But anyway, they take. Obviously, now there's no defender of this. However, I do have this, which helps because... Well, helps. Kind of helps. Because after this, that's far from ideal. But I can capture back with the d pawn instead, and this is still defended. It is obviously, I mean, it does look somewhat dangerous, but if, I mean, queen e3, rook e1, like, we are fully stacked and defended, basically. So, could go rook here as well, that could always be an option. Though here, well, there isn't this, because I have this, so, although, tactics now come into play, because I can sack this, I think, because if you take back, then I have takes. Don't I? I think I do. Are there any in-between moves? I mean, this does nothing. If I sack, and instead, I mean, what else could you do? I mean, at the very least, I'm surely winning a piece. Because we sack the rook, there is no longer a defender on e4, which is very, very beautiful. And, yeah, that is... I think that'll win us a piece, which is very, very nice. This game has gone really brilliantly, to be fair. So the English opening, as you guys can see, we had a lovely double fianchetto very, very early on with this beautiful kind of setup here. And then we get into this position, and let's see what they've opted for. Okay, so they decided just to not capture it back. So now we're just up a plain rook, basically. Almost. Well, not up a rook, but we're up nearly the amount of points a rook is worth. So, rook here... They can't sack the queen. No, they can't do that. Rook f2. Rook f2, rook f2. Probably looks like the best move here. They resign. Okay, awesome. We do win the game. We're going to quickly check our accuracy in that game. I really hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget to like and subscribe as always. That game was really, really fun. 84% accuracy. So pretty happy with that. And yeah, we get 1 win and 1 loss, just like in the last episode. And I really hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to like and subscribe and check out this playlist that you guys can see on the left side of your screen. See you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.